Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Producer's Perspective Live. Oh, damn it. Mary, let's just start over. I already screwed up. Let's do take number 2. Welcome back to the Producer's Perspective Live. It is Tuesday night. This is episode number 40, episode 40. That is how long we've been in this sucker, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so glad you're all here tonight. We've got a lot of folks in the crowd tonight not for me. I have a feeling it's for our big star of a guest, Mr. Jordan Fisher is in the house. Who's here for Jordan? If we were all in the same room right now, you'd all go crazy and cheer, but we're not. So hopefully you screamed out loud in your living room, wherever you are quarantined right now. There, Jordan, someone, yay. Hello, Lorelei, welcome back. Look at all these. I mean, it's crazy. Anyway, we'll get to Jordan in a minute, so just relax. He's coming, relax. Don't forget, we have all the replays, including if you missed last night's episode, go watch it. Oscar winner Bobby Lopez and Kristen Anderson Lopez, they wrote that song you might know called Let It Go. They joined me last night from their kitchen. Their kids were doing like the dishes in the background, and they sang and played a cut song from Frozen 2. So go check it out. Check out all the replays, and don't forget to give a little to the Actors Fund if you enjoy anything that you see on the replays. That is why we are here. And tonight, as you watch, and you can shout out all that love for Jordan, throw some stars at us. All those stars translate to cash, and we'll throw that to the Actors Fund as well. So thank you for that. Don't forget, while you're doing that, things are starting to ease all over this country, but do take it easy in this easing moment. Do stay safe, stay healthy, and stay home as much as you possibly can, even if you're in one of those states where things are starting to get a little relaxed. We're still in this sucker, and frankly, we want to get Broadway back. We want to get Broadway back as soon as possible, and it's going to take a lot of effort on all of our parts to get Broadway back, and we're not done yet. It's going to take a little bit more time, so your help is needed. We do have Jordan Fisher, Dear Evan Hansen, Hamilton, Rent Live, a ton of television. Look, Mary's got pictures. Look at all this stuff. And a huge music career is what started it all. Look, there's Rent Live. I love that, by the way. Maybe we'll get into that because there was some controversy that. So we'll get into that. We'll get into all sorts of stuff. If you have questions for Jordan, throw them in there. All the love is great, but throw some questions as well, and we will ask Jordan. Some news today. So first of all, it's Cinco de Mayo. So happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody. Let's see what Mary found this Cinco de Mayo graphic right before we started, and I said, Mary, throw my face in it. Throw my face in it somewhere. I told her that at 7:58 p.m. So that's what you get, little Ken face on a big Cinco de Mayo graphic. So well done, Mary. Mary, come on and say hello. Say hello, just so I could say, well, very well done.
Thank you.
Well. You did what I told you. You got me on in the smallest way possible. I love it. Thank you for doing that. And thank you for doing this. Let's see here. In other news today, Governor Cuomo, I'm going to blog about this tomorrow because this was fascinating to me. Governor Cuomo wants everyone to wear a mask, right? And he's like running out of ways to tell people to do this. So he announced a contest today. He announced a contest that that's right, you can do a video, make your own video on why New Yorkers should wear a mask, upload it. It's like a Ken Davenport marketing idea. The top 5 that they choose, he's going to put on a website, and the New Yorkers are going to decide which is the best video. And the best video is going to be converted to a public service announcement. It's going to air on television. Yeah, so go to this website and submit a video. This could be the start of your television commercial producing career. And it may actually help people. Cool part, guess where he got the idea for this? It was not a big ad agency. It was not a big marketing company. It was his daughter. His daughter said, why don't you do this, Dad? She probably came up with it in 15 seconds. He said, okay, let's give it a shot. There's no bad ideas right now. We'll give it a shot. He's doing it, and you could end up with your video on the air. So go check that out. We'll put that website up in the comments as well because I want some Producer's Perspective live streamers represented. Maybe one of you will have your commercial on the air. Okay, enough gabbing. Let's get to it. Please welcome to the live stream Mr. Jordan Fisher. Welcome, Jordan.
Hello, hi. Thank you for having
How,
me, Ken. I appreciate it,
of
man.
course. Look, first thing I have to ask you
Yeah,
is like, can you see these comments?
yeah. It's the
Does,
love is
does this
incredible.
does this happen like wherever you go? Just like love,
It's-
love, 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 love.
Man, listen, I'm glad it's that than anything else. It's funny because in the comments, in the live comments, I see a lot of familiar names. I stream on Twitch every day from 7 a.m. until 3 p.m. And there are a lot of names in these comments here that look very familiar to me. So it's good. It's good to see the love. It means a lot. It means a
It's
lot.
amazing.
Yeah.
So Twitch, just so this 47-year-old dude understands this correctly, maybe this could be about you explaining Twitch to me. Twitch is a video game streaming. Is that what this is for the most part, or
Yes and
just
no.
a
For the most
part?
part, it's a streaming platform, right? There are a handful of these, right? You can go live on YouTube, you can go live on Facebook, you can go live on all sorts of different things. Twitch is, I would say, probably the most fleshed out in terms of what content you're looking for. There's home DIY, there's cooking, there's just chatting, which is kind of a broad, like a podcast vibe. But for the most part, yes, it is. It's content creators streaming video games, whether or not it's at a very high level of gameplay, on a more professional level side of things, or just content, just fun. You can find anything and everything on there. Essentially, there's a browsing channel you can click, and it'll show you all sorts of different categories you can go to, and then from there, based on a thumbnail, based on a name, based on something that you're interested in, find a channel that you love. And Twitch, I mean, I have to say, it's changed my life for the better. It's been wonderful for me. Even before I started streaming, I was a fan of Twitch because I felt like, how cool is it, kind of the idea of watching your favorite talk show, your favorite late night talk show, and being able to chat with the host of that show.
Hmm.
Having some sense of tangibility with that person, to me, is a really, really cool thing. Couple that with video gaming, which has been a part of my life for forever. I've been gaming, God, for 26 years. It means a lot. It feels very much like home. And so for me, as a fan of Twitch, even before I started streaming 2 years ago, before I really, dove into the gaming industry in the way that I'm involved and invested in it now, it was a level of comfort for me. There was something about, going into a hotel room, the next hotel room, the next hotel room, whether I'm working on whatever the case may be, and I'm not sure if you're a fan of sports at all, but I'm a bit of a sports nut, and I miss Sports Center, having something to watch in the morning. Like that was my morning routine. I'd get up, have a cup of coffee, sit on the back porch, watch Sports Center with my dog, and then start my day. I'm a morning guy. And so there's something about going into that hotel room every night and already having the TV on and letting there be Sports Center, hearing Stephen A. Smith and hearing all of these names and voices that were very familiar to me. Twitch kind of became that for me. I got to know these streamers and feel a part of their community, and feel really like I knew those streamers and became friends with them in a sense. And now I'm one of them, and have been for the last 2 years. But obviously during this time, that right there is what I'm doing most of the time. I can actually flip it around and show
Oh
you
yeah.
my rig. I've got
Holy.
this. It's a dual PC setup. I've got 4 monitors over there, and that's my battle station right over there. That's
So
my battle
you
station
and did
every
you
day.
say every day from what hour to what hour?
7 a.m. until 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's West Coast time.
You're streaming for that entire 8 hour period.
8 hours. Yeah.
It's
That's my
a
full
it's a
time right
job.
now. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's great. It's
And
great.
what are you streaming? Play video, everything?
Yeah, a little bit of everything. So I typically start my streams off with a just chatting portion. So for half an hour, just it kind of depends on the flow of conversation and whatnot. I'll just chat with my community. We'll watch videos together. People can donate whatever amount of money, and I have this thing called Top D Links. I actually adopted this thing from my buddy Tim, who's a massive streamer who goes by Tim the Tap Man, and basically the top donator, I will watch whatever link they post, if it's a YouTube link or whatever the case may be. And I have a moderation team, and they're kind of, much like what you have here. I've got a moderation team, and they'll go through everything and sort things out and make sure it's all good content that we can watch together. And we'll talk and chat. And what I make by way of donations and subscribers and whatnot on Twitch goes back into the Twitch community. A big believer in investing back into something that I believe in, and fully believed and have for a very long time that gaming, and content creation in a live way I mean, yes, it's probably a newer form of entertainment to a lot of people. It's been a thing for about 9 years now. But I think that Fortnite and Ninja, who's one of my best friends, has made it so massive. Now people have an opportunity to pursue their dream and pursue their passion in terms of creating content every day. There are people that are leaving their full-time job, their desk job that they never really loved, to pursue the thing something that they love, something they're very passionate about, something they're very good at, because you can now have a full-time job creating content and entertaining people.
It's amazing. So we're going to get a little deep on this now, because I'm part of the Atari generation, and I was as big of a gamer as you could be at my age. So I was the first generation to be able to take video gaming into your home. And also, I was an arcade kid, so literally,
I love that.
My parents were divorced, and my dad, I'd go to his house, and he would give me a roll of quarters, and we'd go to the arcade, and it was
so great. I love that. I miss that,
all
man.
that stuff, and it's amazing. So I talk about this a lot, actually, because I say that I'm now like the typical theater goer age, like I'm 40-something years old, and your generation, this has been a thing for 7. You've been gaming for 26 years, which is like since you were -3.
Pretty much, right? Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
So this is your world, and there's so many people that you've grown up with a joystick in your hand, as we used to call it. Yeah. And how do you think? Because now you're obviously a big theater fan as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
How do you think this affects how your generation of theater makers, like, what are you going to create tomorrow? You are not going to write, like, your generation of theater makers is not going to write, like, Chekhov plays, right? Because you're talking about controlling the outcome of hero, like, all this stuff. What do you think theater for the video game generation looks like 10, 20 years from now?
That's a really great question. I mean, I think that we could probably dilute this down to a handful of different points. I would think that the main point where generating art in real time is concerned is that it's where tangibility is. Let's use Twitch for example. There's nothing like sitting down in the comfort of your home, laying down in your bed with your phone out or whatever, being able to connect with somebody in real time. Now the conversations and the flow of conversations, that obviously varies creator by creator. We could talk all sorts of different ways about like what this person is doing for art and creating art in real time. We could talk about all different. I've got DJ friends, I have producer friends, recording artist friends, painter friends that are all video gamers and that all also stream in real time. I think that one of the main things that we talk about here, and what I love to talk about where gaming is concerned, and why I'm so proud of it, is the social aspect. I've had some of my most revelatory conversations, not streaming, playing Call of Duty at 2 a.m. with a handful of buddies of mine after I got off set. You know what I mean? Like that. There was a world of mine. Like for a while. This was years ago. God, this was probably, I don't know. We're creeping up on probably 10 years or so ago. I worked on an ABC Family show called Secret Life of the American Teenager. My life at this point, Ken, was wake up, go to set, film all day, and then go home, not go out, not go hang with friends. I had a raid that night. I was an officer in my guild in World of Warcraft. But and what's cool about this is it's the different shapes and sizes and colors and orientations of different people that I met from all across the board. I think that unification is the thing. The gaming is, I mean, it's a language that a lot of people speak. It's a language that most people speak. To be frank, we could talk about the numbers. There were records that were broken back in 2013, 2015, 2016, 17, and 18, and we're continuing to do so every day. But I think the one thing that continues to make gaming so great and so beautiful that a lot of different content creators like myself can think about as we move forward generating art. I'm writing a musical right now. One of the main things about this musical that I'm writing about is a character. There's a character in this musical that doesn't have a whole lot around this person, but he is a gamer. And this guy, and this is a very small part of the story, but I think that in the grand scheme of things, much like Evan Hansen, everybody wants a place to fit in. Everybody wants to be able to call something of theirs home. Their friends. They want a sense of belonging, right? We're humans, and by nature we all yearn for community first of all, and we need to be needed somewhere, And I think that gaming has given a lot of people a great space to come together, find friends, connect with people. I mean, there are people that are, I'm sure, could chat right now. There are people that could probably raise their hand in this live chat right now and tell you that they have met friends on Twitch in my community, on my channel, that they have gone out of their way to meet, obviously pre-COVID-19, go out of their way to meet in person. There are people in here, I can see a couple of them right now. Nia, Sophie, a handful, Megan, I can see a handful of people in here that have friends that they have met in real life because they're all mutual fans of the content that I create and things that I do, that all got together and came to see Dear Evan Hansen. And I think that there's all that's what I'm saying. Like there's a much broader conversation we could talk about where building community is concerned and how this will affect. Like, I'm a millennial. We have an interesting. I didn't grow up with high speed. I mean, I had dial up as a kid. I look forward to going home and watching TRL after school. Like, there's a weird kind of gap in there where my little brother is 7 years younger than I, and he's a Zoomer, and it's a totally different. He had a completely different childhood than I did, where technology and social media and social interaction are all concerned, that I think is constantly evolving. And I think that Twitch right now is something that brings a lot of people together. I have fans in my chat every day that range from 8, 9, 10 years old to early mid 50s, that a lot of them don't even play video games, but they like to watch them, and they like to feel a sense of community, be able to connect with people in real time every day. Say that again. You should.
I will be there tomorrow. There's no question.
You should. 7 a.m. PST.
I love it. And there's an argument to be made that gamers, because of you play and connect with people all over the world electronically, were more prepared for this pandemic.
1,000%. 1,000%. So it's funny. We have a text thread at Dear Evan Hansen. We have all of the cast, and the way that we found out that Broadway was shut down was a play. I'm sure you saw this infamous Playbill article that came out just right then and there. There was no warning. It was just, hey, Broadway shut down tonight. None of us knew that Wednesday night show was going to be our last for however long. And it was a beautiful show. Thank God. It was, we got to kind of, begin our hiatus after a really great show. The whole cast was on that night. It felt really great. Well, we sent this article all around our text thread. 15 minutes later, we were on a massive call with the production company, basically, just saying, hey, if you're not based in New York and you want to travel, you want to go home, now's the time. Exactly. So I have a place in the West Side, and home for me is LA. This is my house. This is my castle. This is my favorite place, and I don't get to be here as much as I would probably like to be here. I do kind of wish that Broadway was in Los Angeles, but I digress. I immediately called my team. Immediately. One thing that you'll know very quickly about me, just from having a conversation, is that I love my work. I love all of the different things that I do. I wear a lot of hats. I'm very grateful for that. But the one thing that really makes me tick and keeps me happy is working. I like to work. That's the thing that I look forward to doing every day, whatever that is. If it's producing a film, if it's writing a song, if it's, in a rehearsal space at New 42. I love the work, and that for me now, and has been for the last 2 years, is gaming and creating content every day and streaming. And so I immediately called my team. I said, we need to figure out what my daily life is going to look like for this period. I have 5 films I'm producing over the next year and a half that are all just quiet right now. There's not a lot that we can do. We're in writers' rooms and looking at casting tapes and that kind of thing, but we can't talk about production yet. I had an associate in Vancouver location scouting, had to fly them home. There's all sorts of different things that were bubbling and whatnot that all just went silent. And that can be very freaky. That can be very scary for a lot of people. And the one thing I actually was just telling my community about this, I did a very rare Friday night stream this past Friday, and had a bit of an emotional moment. It was a Twitch Sings thing, which they had to very much convince me to do. Daily, I'll have people come in my chat and say, "Sing for us, Jordan, sing." And I'm like, I'm Not a dancing monkey. If you stay here for 3 minutes, I assure you that I will burst into song at some point in time. And I basically gave them incentive. I was like, listen, if we reach this sub count, this subscriber goal, I'll do a Twitch sing stream for you guys. 2 hours. I'll pour some drinks. I invite you, if you are of age, to do the same. This will be like karaoke. We'll have a great time. Somebody donated, and basically what I did for this night is, if you donated $100, you could request the song. I would sing the song, put all of that towards COVID-19 relief. All that's going to the Brother Cares Act Fights AIDS COVID-19 Relief Fund. And there's somebody that requested "Words Fail." This is the first time. I'm not sure if you've seen the show. Yeah. So it was the first time
but no one's going to give me $100 for that.
Well, it was the first time, Ken, that I sang the song since the show closed. And it was a very full circle moment for me that really, I'm going to get emotional talking about it now. It was a really full circle moment for me where, I mean, that's obviously, if you've seen the show in chat, guys, if you, anybody that's watching right now, you know what a behemoth this song is, and how difficult it can be. I have a very emotional Evan. He's very in touch with the floodgates, if you will. There's a lot of snotting and sobbing and screaming and whatnot that happens, and it's a behemoth of a song that happens at the end of the show, and there's a lot of catharsis there, obviously, because you're human and you're going to experience that. I had not done it. I had not sang the song. I hadn't even hummed the tune since all of this happened, and right then and there in this magical moment, I had 5,000 people, gamers, non-gamers, theater fans, music fans of mine that had not heard the song before, all there to experience this moment together. And I told them, I said, this is very full circle for me. I have to learn how to land the plane. I'm very long-winded, I hear. I've been told. But the first thing that I knew that I could turn to in a time where there's a lot of fear and a lot of unknown is my community, my Twitch family, and the people that are there every day. And that's that them, you know, this is me kind of retelling the story. I was like, that's you guys. And it was a really beautiful moment. It was a really beautiful moment that it really shed light on how cool all of these bridges being gapped are, and how that was happening in real time in that moment. We should probably move to the next thing, because I'll start to cry.
Bring up well, maybe I'm gonna really try to get you. This is gonna be my Barbara Walters moment that I'm gonna try.
I love it. Bring it on.
Lorelei Soper asked along these lines that Evan Hansen is a very emotional role. Did you do anything to mentally prepare to play him? And of course, she throws in a "Love you, Jordan."
Much love to you, Lorelei. I appreciate that. It's a great question. Ken, I have my own relationship with anxiety and depression. I am a mental health advocate, and I have a therapist, incredible man that I adore and trust wholeheartedly. And I think that even if you feel like you are the best, the most sound mind and spirit, and you're happy, it's good to have I call them brain mechanics. We go to the gym. We go out of our way to eat well and eat healthily and get good rest, get good sleep. We take our car to the shop. We take our guitars to get tuned up. We fix cracks in windshields, and we fix smudges on walls, but we don't speak to someone who is professional, that has the ability to help us sort through things that we don't know are broken, that we don't know that need to be touched on. And then oftentimes I find that all of a sudden it piles up, and then that you reach kind of a tipping point. And I experienced that. I experienced depression. Oddly enough, last fall, I was in a moment in my life where everything was going very well on paper. Everything was great. I was in a really good space. But I wasn't, and I didn't know why. And immediately I was like, I need therapy. I need to be able to talk this out with somebody, do the thing. And the very first thing that he said to me was, if I can do anything at all, it's gonna be to help you figure out how to have a good relationship with depression and anxiety, because these are things that you will deal with, and you will constantly have to deal with. But if you can figure out how to have a friendship with them, know how you function. You can figure out how they work where you are concerned, then they won't be so daunting and it won't be so terrifying. And he said, frankly, you as an artist be able to use that. And boy, have I.
And then the phone ring. Would you like?
Yeah, exactly.
That's amazing. So speaking along that, this is a time where a lot of people, whether they've experienced it before or not, a lot of people are having depressed thoughts or feeling anxious during this time. You obviously have managed, I need to work. What am I going to do? What does my day look like?
Right.
Is the answer trying to keep busy? Like, what tips do you have for all the folks watching out now to stay positive and come out on the other side of this okay?
It's a great question. I think that varies for people. I'm not sure that the answer always is to keep busy. I think that can oftentimes, suppress emotions and maybe even medicate them, by keeping yourself distracted. I think that there's kind of a fine balance in there. Finding balance for me was a big part of it. Anybody that knows me knows very well. I am a workaholic. I love to work. I enjoy the work. My fiance knows this. My family knows this. My good friends know this. I would even say a good chunk of my fans that have even gone out of their way to read articles or interviews or whatever. That's one of the things that I talk about constantly is the fact that I do love the work that I do. And I'm very grateful to have the work that I do, but balance is everything. Balance is key. I think that if I could give a tip, it would just be to spend some time with yourself, figure out what makes you happy. For me, I know that that's work. If I did it all the time, then I think that would become the new norm, and I would probably burn out on it. So I have to separate some things. Obviously I stream every day. I'm writing music a lot. There's different phone calls, there's different interviews, there's different opportunities like this to be able to sit down and talk about these kinds of things, talk about the state that we're in currently. But some of the best moments that I have, honestly, are just sitting on the couch with Ellie, my fiance, my dog, and we're going through all the Marvel movies right now. My immediate family lives 15 minutes from me, and they're part of our quarantine cell, if you will. They'll come over, play poker. It's just that I think it's that stay-at-home mentality that is very important. I think especially right now, you were just talking about it a little while ago, as things are starting to ease up, we have to be extra careful. And I know that there are a lot of people, much like myself, there are things that I miss. I miss going to the bar with a buddy. I miss going to the movie theater. I miss, being able to go to a friend's house and play games and watch films and go to shows. I miss Broadway. I miss that work. I miss putting on that blue polo every night. Yeah, absolutely. But, should we rush into the thing, and at what cost? I think that's the really tricky thing. Pulling the parachute too early or too late. Neither of those things will pan out very well for us as a society. But I do think that right now, as we lean into the unknown and start to try to move away from the fear of everything, quote unquote, it's important to really take advantage of this time that you have with yourself and with people that you're around. If it's your partner, if you're parents of kids, if you're the kids with parents, whatever the case may be, I'm sure everyone's getting sick of each other and would love nothing more than to be able to hop in the car and go to the beach. But that will come with time. Right now is a really beautiful opportunity for not only the earth to take a big inhale and exhale, but for us as humanity to do the same thing, recognize the things that we miss, really cherish them when we get them back. And in the meantime, just take time, reflect, figure out what makes you tick, figure out what makes you happy. If that's keeping busy, be busy, keep yourself busy, do the thing, find projects. I'm sure we all saw that meme of here's all the things that you don't need to do, to overwhelm yourself during quarantine. But if some of those things on that list apply to you, then to do them. Absolutely, go out of your way, do the thing, but find balance. Don't burn yourself out too much. Read a book, watch a movie, go for a walk, wear a mask, go for a walk.
Take a video about it and submit it.
Take a video about it and submit it. Yeah. Start your commercial production career.
I love it. So you wear all these hats, you do all these things, and obviously you do so many things unbelievably well, which is what has always amazed me from music career, television career, theater, gamer, producing movies. So this is Christopher Julian. It's not my question, but it's amazing. What do you hope to be doing 20 years from now? And I'll add my own little Kenism on that. If you could only pick one of these things to do, only one, which one would it be?
Of the things that I'm currently doing, or the things that I'm currently doing?
That you're like, you know what? Someday I'm going to become a grandmaster chess player. That's going to be fun. I believe you could do it.
That's great. I appreciate that. I'll start with the Kenism, if you don't mind. It's really difficult for me to answer this question. The way that I've navigated my career, and I have an incredible team. It really does take a village. And if I didn't have these people in my life, most of them are women, actually, I could say, all these strong women and some men in my life that help me kind of navigate the ship, I wouldn't function. I don't know where I would be. So I'm very grateful for that. I think that I have a fear of having to pick one thing over the other. So because I don't need to do that, because I've never needed to do that, I've managed to figure out how to continue putting hats on and, trying to do them all to the best of my ability and with the most heart and soul that I can possibly muster. I don't necessarily know that I would ever want to pick one. I think even hypothetically, Ken, it's it's a hard question to answer. I don't know that I could. I think that the constant shifting of my life is one of the things that keeps me so happy in all of it. It's one of the things that keeps me so energized. If I'm filming a movie somewhere, I tend to really miss making music. When I'm in the process of making music constantly, I really miss being in a rehearsal space and being on stage somewhere. When I'm doing that, I can't wait to stream the next morning. It all kind of goes together. I guess the roundabout way of answering your question, as well as was it Christopher? 20 years from now, the dictation of time, I think, is the main goal for me. I'm not a remarkably complicated person. I'll show you one of my vices is this barrel right here. I've got some great whiskey up there. It's one of my vices. I love that. I don't need a lot more in my life than my people, my family, my friends, the ability to create, the ability to do, and whiskey and wine. I say all of that to say my main goal in my life is to be an excellent father. I want to be a father. I can't wait to have a family. Ellie and I, we met when we were kids. We were 9 and 13 years old. We grew up as friends.
Oh my!
Yeah, we were kids when we met in Birmingham, Alabama. We were part of the theater conservatory there, and we met out there.
Incredible.
Yeah. So grew up friends
already, like 8 times longer than most marriages. That's
right. It's interesting. I think that having the over decade-long friendship before we started dating is what allows our relationship to be so healthy and accessible, and it's a really beautiful thing. But we both very much look forward to having a chaotic household full of a bunch of kids just running around and doing the thing, and to support them and all of their dreams and guide and lead and love and all of that. I think that's the main goal in my life. And the way that I really want to be able to take care of all of that. And again, like I'm from the South, she's from the South. That's why we're young, and we want to start young because we want a bunch. We want to be able to have as much energy as we possibly can, so that we can also be young, energized grandparents one day. We're kind of very big picture oriented people, and I think that the dictation of time is the thing that I'm really working so hard towards right now. It's why I do all of the things pretty much simultaneously, so that one day we can live the life that we want to live, have the capability of being able, like for me personally, have the capability of being able to say, okay, listen, I'm going to have my name on this project, this project, this project. I'm going to actually be on the ground for this one, but I'm going to take this break so I can go home because that's when my daughter's recital is. And then, be able to just kind of run my production company out of LA and really only do the things that I absolutely am dying to do. I think that's the thing that I'm really working towards right now.
Well, as a guy in his 40s who waited until I was 45 to have a kid, let me tell you something. Yeah, if you want a bunch of them, have them early, because I fall asleep every night. My wife yells at me for falling asleep on the couch because I'm just passed out chasing that little one around.
So funny. I love that. Well, I'm already a morning person. I'm up at the crack of dawn, and I'm looking at bed at around 8:30. So I think that as long as I can keep that kind of, it's different on Broadway, obviously. You know, I'm not even getting home until 11:30 sometimes. But you know, we adapt. That's what we do as humans, right?
Well, I wear a bunch of hats myself, and I will tell you, my shrink said to me years ago, because so many people were telling me, like, focus on one thing, and so I was like, maybe I should focus. Everyone's told me to focus, and she said, you know, like, you're always going to be one of those people that does many things, and that's okay. And obviously, it's working very, very well for you. So, yeah, don't listen to my stupid question. There was a trick question. You're supposed to say, I'm not settling on one thing, you idiot.
What the hell, man? I ain't picking one thing, never know how.
I love it. Well, listen, I can't thank you for spending all this time with us tonight. It's almost, well, you're on the West Coast, so it's not your bedtime yet. But
no, true. It's Manhattan o'clock for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm so thankful for you being here. I will see you on Twitch. I'm going to sign up for this
thing. Please do.
I got to check this out. And thank you so much just for your energy, your positivity, for inspiring all these people and all of us tonight, and for being here. It means the world. And look forward to being back on Broadway soon.
Thank you, Ken. I can't wait to meet you in person.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much, guys. All right. Bye-bye.
Jordan Fisher, everybody. Jordan freaking Fisher. What do we think about that? I hope all you fans enjoyed that. We had a ton of people on here tonight. We'll see a lot more of those of you watching on replay. Hope you enjoyed as well. Do throw some stars our way and Jordan's way. And do donate to the Actors Fund in any way you can to help out all those people that may be in need over the next several months. It's going to be a tough time for a lot of folks out there, and they could count on your help. But thanks so much for being here. Tomorrow, we got another big Broadway star tomorrow. Another one. Last week, it was the leading ladies. We had Carrie Butler and Krista Rodriguez. This week, it's like the dudes are here. Jordan Fisher and Rob McClure tonight from Mrs. Doubtfire. I've known him for a long time. He's super funny. We're going to have some fun for sure. He's got some little rugrats running around too, so I think they'll probably be in bed. But if not, who knows? Maybe we'll have some special guest appearances. Don't forget to stay safe, stay healthy, and stay home. And don't forget to make a mask video. Make a mask too if you want. Make a video of you making a mask, and then submit that to Cuomo. Maybe that'll get on the air. I don't know. Do something. Send it to Governor Cuomo. You could end up like the next commercial superstar. So actually, if you're an actor, here's a tip: put yourself in it. Right? I mean, you could end up with some big national commercial, and then be discovered by Steven Spielberg, and then win an Oscar. I don't know. It could happen. You know what will happen if you don't make a video? Nothing. I know that'll happen. So why not give it a shot, make a video. Mary will throw up that link again. And we will end, as we always do, with something to make you smile, as if Jordan Fisher wasn't enough. But we're going to end with something to make you smile. This is a fun video. Jim Hogan is his name. He took the tune I Hate Shakespeare from Something Rotten, and he played all the parts because he's by himself and no one else can play with him. So check out this at theproducersperspective.com/smile. Check that out. We've got a whole bunch of those videos. So if ever you're feeling down and you need a little smile, go to that page and click on any of the 40 or so. I guess it's 30 something because we came up with it late. I'm a little slow. 40 or so videos to make you smile. Just go there. They'll keep you smiling. Thanks for so much for being here tonight. I'm going to join Twitch right now. That's what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll stream there tomorrow. I'll be playing Donkey Kong or like Asteroids. That's what I'll stream. Old school video games, everybody. We'll see you there. Thanks so much for being here. Good night, everybody.
We're getting the band back together.